Can you give me access to record? I'm gonna try to record.
Oh, yes.
We're about to get started, guys. Don't worry.
Come on in.
There you go.
Come on in.
Okay. This episode is sponsored by Mountain Rose Herbs. Check out their online shop full of organic goodies. Soulmates, we're talking organically grown herbs, spices, teas, essential oils, you name it, they got it.
And I just love how passionate Mountain Rose Herbs has been when it comes to meeting our needs and doing it without compromising that organic quality. Their goal is more about the planet, the plants, the people, us, y'all, over the profit.
And did y'all know that Mountain Rose Herbs is Oregon's first zero waste facility?
What?
Yes, delivering us vibrant, tasty, and pesticide-free products with environmentally friendly packaging.
And to ensure the best ingredients, they even partner with organic farmers and wild harvesters.
Learn more about Mountain Rose Herbs at www.mountainroseherbs.com.
Use our discount code SOULFILLING10 to receive 10% off your order. Don't forget SOULFILLING10, SOULFILLING10.
Yay! All right, guys. Welcome to another episode of Soul Filling, where you get your soul fed. I'm Tiffany.
I'm Jasmine.
And I'm Kobe.
And today we are talking about what we need to control, alt, and delete in our lives. And queen of the topics, Kobe, came up with this. Can you tell our soulmates exactly where this came from?
Yes, look, it came straight from the Instagram guides because you know what? Sometimes we just don't know, y'all. We just don't know what we're gonna talk about. And I was just scrolling through and I saw a post that said, control yourself, alt your thinking, and delete negativity. Control, alt, delete. So it's like, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. And as we're talking about it, I need you guys to think about what y'all need to control, what y'all need to alter, and what y'all need to delete out of your lives. So we wrote down a few things that we wanted to discuss with you guys from our souls to y'all's. So let's get started. Who wants to start it off?
I guess I'll go. You know, look, we talk about it all the time. It's just certain things in our lives that are like outside of our control. You know, we can't control the weather. We can't control how old we are. We can't control, you know, our gender. Well, you know, I'm not gonna say that. We can. I was gonna say our gender, but you know, you can. That's something you can't change. But you know, it's just certain things that we are born with. Certain things that are just. It is what it is, and we can't control it. But what we can control is us, ourselves, right? We can control our attitude and our thoughts and our perspective of whatever situation that it is that we're in. And that those three are like the biggest for me. And I just think that if you can, you know, control your attitude, your thoughts, your perspective, like you can change your whole life. It's a saying that where is it? I lost it that fast. So it starts with thoughts, right? And then your thoughts become your words. Your words become your actions. I'm trying not to mess it up. Where is it? No, I lost it.
I think I've heard that saying before though.
Yes. And basically, like if you can control your thoughts, like that is the biggest thing. Like it starts there. Like that is the key right there. Here it is. I got it. So Our thoughts evolve into words, our words become actions, our actions influence our habits shift our character, and our character alters our destiny. So essentially, if you can control those things, you can control your whole destiny.
Look, we already be all up in each other's notes. Look like Jasmine was about to say something as well. So, what's up?
No, you got it. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So since we're talking about destiny, that's one of the things I want to say is we have to control our destiny, alter our limits on our lives, and then delete the limiting beliefs that we have for ourselves. And so if we want to manage our like if we really want to control our destiny, and when we say us control our destiny, let us always keep in mind that in everything that we talk about, God is the center of it all. So we are co-creators with the Most High God. So yes, we're controlling our destiny, but we're also doing it with God. And so and with God, if we're having these limiting beliefs, we're putting a limit on God. And so we in order to have a destiny of abundance or destiny that God wants for you, we have to unveil uplift these limited beliefs that we put on ourselves just because it's normalized in society. Like it makes sense that we're all in this construct of what we do on a day-to-day basis, and sometimes we might get something in our heart that might feel crazy, might sound crazy, might seem impossible, but that's when you need to take off the limits that you have on yourself and know that it's impossible, that you can make it possible. They always say like I'm possible is impossible. So it's always impossible until somebody achieves it. And that somebody, if God puts it in your heart, can be you. But first we have to alter our way of thinking. Like Kobe was saying, like these limits that we put on ourselves, we have to take them off and do the work to do that. And so yeah, I think that's just a part of destiny. So control your destiny, alter your limited belief. Wait, alter your limited thinking, and delete your limited beliefs.
I love that. I love that. And basically, like for me, which I mean, it's just all connected. It's so all connected. Like when you're controlling your destiny, what the thing I wrote for control was, you know, ultimately, and you said it when you were saying it, I was like, we really do be in each other's notes. Like this is crazy. But like I literally wrote like we really probably need to give God the control. Like when I think of control, I'm just like, okay, in anything we do, when I find myself working, I think overworking or trying to, because, trying to be that perfectionist, trying to have control over every little thing. And like Kobe was saying earlier, there's just some things that are out of our control. It's beyond us. Like it's beyond me. And so just when we tap into that whole, okay, I'm okay with the things being okay. And it goes with that perspective you were talking about, when we alter our perspective. And Jarvis and I, we was talking about this last night. He had went to the barbershop and he was having one of them good old barbershop conversations with his barber. And he was saying, expectations, like we have these expectations just as humans. There's nothing wrong with having these certain expectations, but sometimes these expectations can alter we the way we respond to things. Sometimes they can cause us to react to things a certain way. But he was saying that we have to remove or alter the way the things we expect out of some people. Sometimes we put these unrealistic expectations on ourselves when we beat ourselves up for XYZ, or we put unrealistic expectations based on our own personal ways of doing things. So we would say, well, we would judge another person's character based on something that we wouldn't do. Like I would never not necessarily ignore your call, but I would never not return your call. But that's something that you would do. But we put that, I'm just thinking of something small. But we put that same thing, that same level of expectation it gives us the perspective, like making us think to the point where everyone is going to respond and act the same way we do. We have that expectation for people to follow out things the exact same way we would do it. And it's just like, we have to remove that expectation. I think once we can get to the place of removing or altering the expectation, then it can allow us to truly love, and not even so much so love others, but it would allow us to not get hurt as often. It could allow us to still be happy, and it could allow us to not judge people as often. It can allow us to have a stable temperament. It can just open up so much more for us in a day-to-day interaction, and we could get things much more accomplished in peace, with a peace of mind, with if we remove that perspective of this is the one way things should be, or the way I do it is the best way, the only way, the one and all end all be way. So I don't know if we should remove it or alter it. I'm kind of torn if I want to put it in the alter section or the delete section, but I definitely think we should alter it. Maybe not delete expectation, because I think it is healthy to still have expectations, but not so much so to where we can't even, it's like someone can do something the way that we wouldn't want it to be done, and then our whole day is just off. Like we don't want to do it no more. We don't be involved. We just like, I'm canceling everything. So just getting to that point where we can change our expectations and make those realistic expectations. Like, for instance, so we just got a puppy. And of course, like, this is a puppy. And like, as I'm watching the YouTube videos, and we want the puppy to be able to fetch, and we want him to be able to, be potty trained tomorrow, and all these expectations. But a lot of times they're like, okay, and on all the little training videos, they're like, okay, don't get angry and whoop your dog for peeing or using the restroom in the house, because that's the equivalent of whooping a newborn baby for peeing in their diaper. And I was like, I never had that. I never thought of it like that. It's just like you automatically have this expectation that you should be able to do this. Like, why is it taking so long, or so forth and so on. But it's like, you have to have those realistic expectations for where, and I know I made it as a dog, but like where you are in your life, or where this thing, and you can apply that to anything. It's like, we have expectations for a relationship, for this person to love you and to treat you like, hey, this, that, and third. I want every Wednesday, you need to be buying me my favorite thing, or whatever the case. But it's like, we have to have, and I'm not saying lower your expectations, but maybe communicating your expectations a little effectively. Work in this, and this is one thing with the puppy training video, because I'm like, this dog is really, in hindsight, helping me get my whole life. But it's to the point where we can create, because one thing they did say, like, you see me on this video throwing the ball is coming right back. You see the dog, he's using the puppy pads on the video, but realize that this took us 12 weeks to get here, consistently 12 weeks. So it's not just something that's going to happen overnight. So just not lowering, but adjusting, altering those expectations to understand that everything is not going to happen tomorrow, and that's okay, but it will still happen as long as you stay consistent. So my control was give God the control, alter expectations. And I think our delete one is very similar, and I'll go into each little focus of deletes, but just deleting those negative distractions, those, and I like how Tiff called it limiting beliefs, because we are essentially limiting God, but like deleting those distractions and those limitations are real.
Yeah. And I'm so happy you brought up expectations, because I kind of went on a little date last night or whatever, and we were talking about expectations. And at first I was like, because he was like, he stopped having expectations of like when it comes to like dating and being with the person and stuff like that. And I was thinking to myself, like, don't know about all that. Like, you are supposed to have expectations. You are supposed to, you have some type of expectations. But what he was more so saying is like, instead of putting all these expectations of this person's gonna love me forever, blah 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 blah, I'm just going to enjoy the moment and take it for what it is. And I think a lot of times when we have expectations for things like, oh, for my birthday, I hope my friends surprise me, but they don't do nothing, or oh, I expect oh boy to bring me flowers randomly at my work, but he only does it on Valentine's Day and stuff like that. And so expectations could leave us very disappointed. And so I guess it's like a two-way street. It's like when you don't have really expectations, anything that you get, you're just so grateful for, and you're able to really enjoy the moment. But also we do want to expect great things for our lives as well. So it's just a twofold thing. It's just like, if you're single out there, you probably do the same thing as me, or maybe not. Like the first person, like you meet a person and you're already like, okay, am I gonna marry this person or not? Well, that's how I'm thinking. But I be trying to like let that expectation go and just go with the flow. And so I think both are just very important. But I do like what you brought up with like the realizations, with the realization part in the process. And so this is what I've learned. It's like, how they said like people, it looks like they're an overnight success, but they really been working for 10 plus years. And I totally like agree with that, because I've seen it firsthand with my brother. Like he's been an entrepreneur for a very, very long time, but it wasn't until Black Market started about 3 years ago that was his thing. But he has tried so many things and failed so many times until he found what was good. And it's the consistency that comes with it. And so even with me starting my own business, though I've been doing social media for a long time, and then I also know it's going to be a process of switching my brain from employee to boss, because I have a very employee mindset right now. Like, what can I do for you? What can I do for you? Instead of like, this is what I'm doing for you, and this is the way, and I'm the expert, and I know what I'm doing, because I do. So, anyways, so I'm saying it's a really good balance. Yes, you want to expect the best out of your life, and you deserve the best. You deserve the best relationships. You deserve the best jobs, career, a freeing life, but also let go of expectations could also be limiting, is what I'm saying. So don't let your expectations let you deprive you of like joy and happiness and living in the moment and taking people in the places that you are at right now for granted, because those people, like, you're still having a good time. Like, anyways, so yeah, that's what I want to say about that. So I'm glad you touched on that. Hope that made sense.
Absolutely. One thing before we go into the next topic, I wanted to say, no, that's absolutely true. Like, and I didn't even think about it. Sometimes our expectations, we can hold them to such high regards to the point that they can limit us. And I didn't even think about it like that. Your expectations can be limiting you. So just like it's very important for us with expectations, because I do think it is healthy to have, I personally, this is just me, for me, what works for me, it does help to have an expectation for your life. Like, because even God says have a heart of of expectancy. You want to expect the best. But sometimes what I've noticed is if our expectation isn't met to the T, like down to the T, like then we could feel like throw the whole thing away. It ain't like, it's no good no more. But realizing that, life has a funny way of exceeding your expectations. And sometimes if you could be so fixated on this one way of doing things, you could miss this, if you can miss this huge blessing that God wants to pour into you. And it just even made me think about Jo, your brother, just like how his expectation was what he went to school for production, right? But who knew that God would pour the Black market into his life the way that he did, and it has grown and cultivated into something that's that's just beyond what we could have ever even imagined. It wasn't even on the radar scale at first. It wasn't even in the scope of things to well, at least I don't know personally. I don't know what he was doing at first, but you know, it's just like, so when you see, when it's good to have expectations, even in relationships, but also at the same time, understand that people are not you. So your expectation is still your expectation. It may not be your mate's expectation. So you still have to enlighten them on your expectations at times. Now, you may not have to walk down the list and go down list line by line. I'm sure they probably have a gauge on majority of your expectations, but sometimes in some cases, like, we're not perfect. And that's what I'm the thing that I want to make sure we understand, that no one is perfect. And in knowing that, having that grace, having that forgiveness if they don't meet your expectation all the way to the T, and understand for when they are trying or putting forth that effort, or doing something that's moving toward that expectation, to make sure the expectation is being met. And then also understanding when someone is just completely off your expectation, realizing, it was a good relationship while it lasted. And it may not be a intimate relationship, but it could be a business partnership. It could be a friendship or anything. Just, okay, I'm constantly not at peace in this situation, and I'm finding myself more out of peace than in peace 24/7. So then you realize that it's a toxic situation, and then you say, I ain't about to control this or alt this. I'm deleting that thing. So just understanding, having that gauge.
That discernment.
That discernment, yes.
Too. So are all your points control blank, alt blank, delete blank? Is that how you wrote your notes?
Yeah, but it could go either way though, because I was thinking we could do control, alt, delete separately, but whatever. It doesn't matter.
No, look, I mean, I can mix my points, together like that. It's all good, Last week our episode was about normalizing certain things, right? And so I saw someone, Green Eyes Go Soul, she posted, normalize seeing a primary care doctor regularly before anything is wrong. And so my next one is just really just controlling your health, altering, those habits, and deleting that mindset of, partying and doing certain things before, you take care of yourself, right? Because it's like a lot of times we, as young people, it's certain things that we don't think about until it's too late. Like life insurance. That's something, now that I have a child, I'm like, okay, you know what? It's time to get life insurance. Like, I hope and pray that nothing would ever happen to me. But, if it did, life insurance is something we need to be thinking about. We need to be investing in. Like I said, going to the primary doctor, going to, getting your women's monthly checkup or whatever, or yearly checkup. Just making sure we're taking care of our health, y'all, because it's better to be proactive than reactive. And that has really always been my motto. Like, I'd rather, exercise and eat right than have to get put on some type of medication, or to, be at that point where I'm bedridden, or, I can't move, can't do anything, have to have some type, life-changing surgery. I'd rather do the work beforehand than to, have to change and have a near life death experience for me to say, okay, you know what, I'm gonna get my act right. And that's just really with anything. Mm-hmm.
I think God wants to talk to you. He want you to talk to me through you. Because no, that's so true. Because I really need to go to the doctor just to get the regular procedures. But it's just been so busy. But now I really don't have a choice, because my health insurance is up at the end of the month because I quit my job. So, but then I'll have to get some other type of insurance. Mm-hmm. But that is very important. I know that one thing for me is just I eat healthy and ain't nothing wrong with me, but you just never know what's happening. And so, and then also I'm just very I hope nothing's wrong. And I guess the thing of fear fear, and then also like putting it off because you just are out of sight, out of mind, which isn't healthy. You know, you have to confront what it is what it is. And so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and set up some doctor's appointments before this month here ends.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes, I'm glad that you brought that up too, because that's real. That is so real, and especially about the life insurance, because I know at our age we really, most and even younger, we're definitely not thinking about life insurance. Like, in some of us are even like, life insurance, what's that? And it's so, and it is the cool thing about life insurance when you are at this age. This is when life insurance is for some $500,000 policies are as low as $8 a month. Like, low as getting.
Yeah, people don't know it's so much cheaper to get it now than it is when you like 60.
Exactly.
You need to save that for someone. They're saying you ain't dying anytime soon. Go ahead, give me these $8.
Right. Exactly. But and that's the thing. And what's $8 a month if you can leave your family behind 500,000, $1 million at sometimes? If you $18, $8 a month can leave your family millions of dollars right now. And just, of course, you want to consult with someone that does do life insurance, because there are different types of policies that cover different types of things. So I'm not just going to blanket it and say, just go get some life insurance. But there are, like, it's a necessity. And that's, I want to talk about this because in the Breakfast Club, I think Envy, DJ Envy, he mentioned it first, because he was saying he had a policy, and then he had, I think it was his neighbor, I believe, and he had passed away, but he left his family like a large million. It was like I'm not sure if it was the multi-millions, but dollars of policies. And he was saying, I just want to, it really was a wake-up call to him. He was like, because if something was to happen to me, our expenses, with our lifestyle would probably supersede the current policy that I had. So even if you do have a insurance and you started off, just making sure you update it as your life expands and as you get up in life or grow, the evolution, just making sure you keep it up to date. Because it's from the beginning of time. And this is I've heard this, I think, what is his name? Boyce, something Boyce, the Black wealth expert man. I forget his name, Dr. Boykins, I believe. But basically he was saying how from generations beyond us that they have used life insurance policies. I'm not going to say what ethnicities, but many ethnicities other than Black people, but just say because we've been very uninformed. I know in my family, on my mother's side of the family, they always had the fear that somebody gonna do something bad to them, so they're not gonna leave a policy behind. But it's time that we really not look at it like that. And of course, you don't want to get a life insurance policy for anyone or anything, but just for your immediate.
You gotta tell them.
Yeah, exactly. Because I know the stigma has been around life insurance, that if I tell somebody, and I know we can't deny that some people just have bad intentions out there, but you want to come from a place of good intentions and being able to leave that's a part of generational wealth. That's a part of legacy. Like, imagine if you had your savings and your investments, and on top of all of that, you could leave your family X amount of dollars behind. It's just, and this hack is sad, but they were talking about like how in many families, they often would get, if whomever's the eldest family member in the family, the eldest family member would voluntarily tell all the grandkids or all the kids or whomever to go get a life insurance policy for me. And that would be a way to start trust funds, that would start college funds, and just so many avenues. Like, we wouldn't have to be out here scraping for college scholarships. We wouldn't have to be out here, doing, imagine if your grandmother or your great aunt or someone was able to leave you $2 million or $150,000 at 25 or 18. So it's just like changing our perspective of saying, I don't know what that is. to learning about what that is.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that goes into, I didn't write this down, but I know you were talking about money and really just controlling money and altering our way of thinking about money. And then,
Mm-hmm.
and this goes back to like what we were saying in the podcast of normalizing Black wealth and delete bad money making decisions, like bad financial decisions. And unfortunately, I don't know why they don't teach about credit in high school or anything, but or just about financial literacy in general in schools. They might do it now, but growing up, we definitely didn't get it. It's like either your parents know or you don't know, and so
Exactly.
controlling your money. Like I'm really big on being intentional with your money. I remember I was listening to something you were just saying like your money is an employee to you. So like employ your money. So I employ you to go to the savings account. I employ you to go into my business account that I'm going to invest back into my business. I employ you to be my $1,000 emergency saving, or let's not put a cap on it. That's the bare minimum from Dave Ramsey. But like, I employ you to be I never put emergency fund, but I put extra funds. And then I employ you to be my travel account, or I employ you to be going into the stock market or whatever it is. And so employ your money and think of, and you could have a budget, but just know where your money's going, because if we lose control of like how much money we have coming in, how much money we have going out, that's that out of sight, out of mind that could really dig us in a hole. And we don't want to be in a hole, so we don't have to really depend on anyone else or having people get us out of the hole. And then but yes, just altering your belief in money, that you can have an abundance, but also just learning about the new ways you can do it, and about leaving a legacy. There's so many types of ways you could grow your money while being at a job or not being at a job. And so or starting your own business. And so just really thinking about money is a good thing, like we were saying on the last podcast, like in a very attainable thing, so you could live a quality of life. I was just thinking the other day, like, damn, I really love making smoothie bowls. Like I was like on the real, like I just really enjoyed that. And one day I'm gonna open up a shop. And it's this thing about, I was like, how are you gonna open up a smoothie shop, run a nonprofit, run your own business, be on social and be on, have a blog on YouTube? But then I was just like, I'm like, am I doing so much? Then I started thinking like, is any man gonna want me? Because I know we working a lot. But anyways, I was thinking all of this. But going back to the smoothie bowl shop, I was thinking to myself like, well, I could start in the spring. I could have a little cart, and if I make 10 smoothies all for $10, that's $100. I could probably sell 10 smoothies in 2 hours, right? Go back home, and like that's more than what a lot of people make. Or 20 smoothies is $200, and or 30 smoothies is, if I'm going at 10 a pop. But anyways, just rethinking a way you think of money, because there's just so many different ways to make money and make it residually in different streams. Doesn't have to always mean different businesses. It could mean just different ways of getting that guap. So control your money, alter the way you think about money and the ways that you can get it. And then thirdly, delete those bad decisions. Like if you cannot buy it, do not. Hell no. So not do it.
Right. Don't even do it to yourself, y'all. Like we making positive power money money decisions. And one thing that you said, though, it made me think about this book, y'all. It's a good read, and I recommend it to y'all ladies. I recommend it to all our soulmates. It's called The Richest Man in Babylon. And in this book, Tiff, you basically hit on exactly what he said. I don't know if you read the book or what, but he basically says you want to make your money work for you. But he didn't just say you want to make your money work for you. He said you want to make your money work hard for you. There's a difference. You want your money, like he said, that's essentially how the wealthy become even wealthier, because at any given time, every dollar that you make, and there's this other saying, and basically you said, you know, that out of sight, out of mind. Most of us, we have that mentality when it comes to our money. Well, I won't say most of us, but I'm saying some of us have had that mentality when it comes to our money. Uh-oh, sorry, y'all. I had an alarm set. This I can't even blame it on Jarvis today.
Oh, got you.
Okay. So but yes, so most of us have had or some of us have had that mentality about the out of sight, out of mind. I'm just gonna swipe, and then eventually I'm gonna look at my account and I'm like, oh, I don't need to be swiping no more. But no, there's this saying that says you need to make sure you know where every dollar of your money is going, or you're gonna look up and wonder where your money went.
Right.
And that used to be me. I would feel like every day I deserve to treat myself because I've been working so hard, and I deserve to go to Whole Foods and spend $30 on this little small ass plate of food when I could have just went grocery shopping and spent that same $30 and made groceries for the week. But or whatever the case.
I mean, you.
I just was making some unwise decisions. But when I really started becoming very, very intentional about every dollar, and not just wanted to save my money, because and Robert Kiyosaki has this, the author of Rich Dad Poor Dad has this whole spiel about how he disagrees with savings account. I'm not there yet. I think I still need my little nest egg, but at the same time, he definitely harps on.
Girl, I'm nested, but I feel what you're saying.
But importantly though, but just trying to change my mind from employee to wealth like legacy builder. You want to get most of your money need to be in places where your money is working hard for you. And the reason why he says our money doesn't work hard for us, because when I looked at my Chase savings account, and I love Chase because this was my bank since I ever had a bank. It was my first bank. But I saw the interest that it was leaving me on my account. And not just Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, all of them, they offer about the same 0.0 cent interest on your dollar in the bank. Like, I look at my bank account, I've been saving, and you talking about you added an extra 1 cent in there. I'm like, I love that little 1 cent. But there is other investment avenues, whether that's you have your own business, and we don't think about like how much of the return that your own business can truly generate you. Like, if you think about your business, do you think in a 2-3 month time your business can give you a larger return on investment than 1 cent, guys? Or if you think about the stocks, even if you don't believe in stocks, and I recommend stocks for people that just completely don't know what to do with their money. That's the easiest kind of, it has the same flow of a savings account where you can kind of just put it and forget it, and it'll still gain you compound interest. But it's still even low when you look at all the other investment vehicles that are out there. The stock market is one of the lowest ways that you can still gain compound interest, with like a 10%, between 10 to 17 might be stretching, 10 to 16% of return on your money. So that's much better. But then when you look at things like real estate, that can give you a 35% return, up to sometimes a 40% return on certain properties, which that's kind of rare. But it's just like, it just start opening your mind to like, okay, I want my money to work really hard for me, because the harder my money works for me, the more money I'm going to get back off of each dollar. So to leave generational legacy behind, we have to find ways that we can get our dollars, the dollars that you earn in your paycheck, to work so hard for you, so eventually you don't need the paycheck anymore, until essentially that you don't need the paycheck anymore, but then it's even leaving money for your kids.
Right. Yeah, I definitely agree with all of that. We could talk about money all day, because it's just such a, it can be a hard limit belief to lift off, because we are so used to spending money. I mean, I definitely think that people should go to college, but college is very expensive. And just think about how much money that we spend on college, and we're paying off these loans, putting like $500 a month towards it. But what if you put $500 a month towards your dreams or your product that you're going to sell, that's going to multiply that? And so I guess we have to really get used to while controlling our money is investing in the things that we believe in for ourselves, and really seeing it as an investment, because it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to say, like, everyone, we said this in another podcast, but anytime we're talking about investing, if you're looking up something about investing, the people always say invest in yourself first, or whatever you want to do first. And you're like, oh, look, I'm trying to put my money here and here. Like, no, because you can really make money from yourself. And it's just, and it's tough to, and I'm seeing it more and more now. It's just like, at first I've seen courses that are like $1,000, or now I'm seeing courses that are like $20,000 for a whole year. And I'm just thinking to myself, I used to think like, oh, hell no, I never do that because I'm cheap, but I'll figure this out on my own. But people know that time and being able to get that direct course or something like that to get them to the next level, $1,000 can make them $10,000. And so it's just you of course want to pick the right things for you and that you believe in, do your research on that. But people will be investing in different things to save time and to elevate their business. But yeah. Anyways,
True.
We might need to just have a whole. This might have turned into a little economic podcast. What else are y'all control, alting, deleting? I have one, but I wanted to know if anybody else had one.
I have one as well, but I mean, it don't matter. You can go.
I said control your vibes, alter your energy, and delete toxicity, basically. And that could be a location or people or even yourselves, like the toxic traits that we have in ourselves. And when I say control your vibes, that means like, you know, a lot of times we can let our feelings get in the way of something, whether like that's doubt, our doubt within ourselves or something like that, or how we feel about a person. Like we might really love that person, but they're not good for you. Or someone says something to you crazy and now your vibes are low. And so when something not as good happens to you, your vibe starts to drop, we have to alter our energy, put energy into the things that serve us, the people that value us, the environments that elevate us, whether that's taking a walk, whether that's getting into your Bible, whether that's listening to a sermon, whether that's hanging out with friends, whatever it is, really focus on, okay, am I going to put my energy towards this problem that don't got nothing to do with me, that I don't have to fix, that I could just put my energy towards something else? Or am I going to heart my energy there? And then just delete the people or the environments that are toxic. And toxic is a really harsh word, but a lot of times we say sometimes that we have to love people from afar. But that doesn't mean that you have to stay with them. You could leave them and love them from afar. You could leave a place and love them from afar. If you're not supposed to be in Texas anymore and you're supposed to be in DC, you could still love Texas, but you don't live there anymore. So it's just different ways. Control your vibes, alter your energy, be intentional about where you're putting your energy, and delete what no longer serves you, basically.
I love that one, especially the delete. And my advice would be this, just to ask yourself, you know, is this person, is this place, or is this thing, this environment, whatever, is it causing me misery? Is it making me angry? Is it, you know, really ask yourself those questions, and then you'll know what to do. Like, you know, you'll know whether you need to remove that thing or not from your life. Kyle, he's so funny. He follows a lot of people on his page, and he's getting so mad at his phone. And I'm just like, you know, you don't like this person. Like every time they make a video, you get upset and you want to fight them. So like, why are you even still following them? Like, why? Like, just delete them. Why are you even you just making yourself mad by continuing following them and watching their videos? Like, why? Delete it.
And if you really want to be fake though, like me sometimes, like if you might even be my friend or something, if I feel some type of like jealousy or something like that. Okay, so example, I was dating this guy like maybe a year or two ago. Like we went on dates and stuff. Like he really liked me, but I didn't really like him. But I still like the attention. But then he got a girlfriend, and I just could not handle seeing him with someone else. So I didn't want to continue seeing him posted about her. Like I didn't like him, but I still had to mute his ass. I'm like, I don't need to see that on my timeline. But yeah, it's so true. Even as minuscule as that, delete, unfollow, or you
like
you
waking up and mad about going to work every day. Like, then do something about it. Change it. Delete it.
Girl, you said a whole word, because change. Jasmine, like we were saying, like the other day, like change is I was saying like change could be hard, but then we're like change it to like the thought of change is hard, and it's just like not to do it. It's like you could change. It isn't really that hard. You can leave that person by just saying, hey, it's not working out. But it's the thought of, oh, this is gonna hurt. Da, 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 da. We're thinking all these things, or I need to leave this job. You probably are well equipped to get another job or start your own business, but really all it takes is that putting that 2 weeks in, or putting in a plan to be like, let me save up this much amount. Let me see if I can get another job before I leave. It's really kind of simple, but it's like, are you going to do the work? So the thought of change could be definitely hard, but change, that is something we have to do to get what we want. We cannot do the same thing and expect something different, even though we be trying. Boy,
we be trying. What's wrong with us? We really be trying to keep us sane. And even it goes as far as to what you were saying in the beginning of the podcast. Like, now I'm moving into more of an entrepreneur, so I have to change my employee mindset. And people don't even look at that. We often say that, yes, I want to have $1 million, but we have to change this $1,000 mentality. Or I want to have a healthier body, but we have to change our old things that we consume. Maybe we may not be able to, go turn up on the weekends every week. Yeah, starting from Thursday to Sunday, or Sunday, we may not be able to, eat all the good things, the delicious things, y'all. I know they be delicious, but it's just like that change, that's a huge, huge, huge thing, because essentially, y'all, everything that we talk about, the control that we want, the things that we need to alter, even deleting, all of those things require change. We have to change in order to be in control of our destiny. We're gonna have to change some things, because some of the things we're doing right now today may not lead us to the destiny that we say we want. Or maybe the alter, I think the alt is technically like a synonym for change, right? We agree that you altering things. So we really have to get comfortable, and we say this all the time, but getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. And I think this year for me has been a really, like, 2020 as a whole has been just a year of change. Like, life used to be, whether you like being comfortable in your comfortable space, it was like God's way of saying, I'm gonna force y'all to change, whether you want to or not. Like, you have to, like, it's mandatory to, like, no mask, no service. If you don't change that, you're not getting no service. You can't get groceries, you can't get clothes, you can't get anything. So it's just like taking that on a grander scale. I think this, in a whole, for me, I think it has made change come a lot easier, being able to adapt a lot more easier, because our world we've been in this space where it's just a constant state of adaptation, a constant flow of just adapting to this. Oh, we don't know what's going to happen next month, so we got to adjust to this. We don't know. So just being okay with changing, and not seeing change, just changing our perspective of change. because most times we like our comfort zone. We like the way things are. It's comfortable for us. We didn't created this routine way of doing things. And so the moment we have to do something a little bit different, we naturally, essentially, we've already built up these neurotransmitters in our brain, which are our habits. So your habits are going to fight you. They're going to be like, nah, this is uncomfortable. Let's go back to doing what we know. Let's go back to doing what we know. So we have to force ourselves over and over and over again until the forcing is no longer a force. It's just the natural flow. And then who knows, a year later, we might have to force ourselves into doing something else until that becomes a natural flow. Or maybe even a month later, or maybe even a day later. We don't know, but just getting comfortable with that change, that adaptability. And I can't remember what podcast that we talked about this on, but everything in life is evolving. And from our music that we listen to, the sports that we watch, from the just everything is, we're in a constant evolution. And the things that stay the most relevant are those that evolve. We talk about this all the time in science, the survival of the fittest. It's either you're going to get fit to adjust to the way you want to go, or you will become irrelevant, or in science, they say it's extinct. You'll become extinct. So you don't want, yeah, exactly. You don't want that to be for your generational lineage. You want to go out with a bang. You want to leave a mark, like letting the world know, like letting God know when he put you on earth, you was going to make you were going to fulfill that destiny, that purpose that he placed you here for.
Definitely.
Beautiful. And the last one, y'all, is it's just really, everybody wants to be happy at the end of the day. So control your happiness, alter your mindset, and delete excuses. And I apologize in advance. I'm about to step on some toes with this one. But the mindset thing. One thing that can help with your happiness, your overall happiness, is if you can alter your mindset. And you have to determine who it is that you want to be. And then you have to ask yourself, what type of mindset is required to be this person? If you think about someone who's healthy, what type of mindset does a healthy person have? They like, I love taking care of my body. I want to, nourish it with whole foods, and I want to exercise daily, right? That is the mindset of a healthy and fit person. So if you want to be healthy and fit, you have to adapt or alter into that mindset. And so if you want to be successful, you have to put yourself in a mindset of a successful person. Find some people who you feel like have made it to where you want to be, and study them, see what they did to get to where they are, and even on a local level, find people who have made it to where you want to be and ask them if they can be a mentor. Surround yourself with those people so that now you can match their mindset. You're like, okay, I see what it's like to be around somebody like this. So now I understand what it takes and what type of mentality it takes to be around this person. And then the last thing with that is just that comfort zone, that mindset. You have to have that Mamba mentality, basically, to expand your comfort zone, to challenge yourself and put yourself in situations that are going to allow you to utilize this new mindset that you have, gained. Kobe liked to say, everything negative, pressure, challenges is all an opportunity for me to rise. And so, yes, that's what I wanted to say about that mindset part. And then the last thing is deleting and removing excuses. Y'all, I was shook. I was watching Family of Beyonce on y'all know that's my favorite little show. And Tracy McMillan, the relationship expert, said there are 4 things that people do when they don't like what they hear. We rationalize, we minimize, we justify, and we deny. Y'all. I had to rewind that. I had to rewind to say, wait, hold up. What?
That's real. That's real.
Yes, rationalize, minimize, justify, and deny. So if you want to be happy, you have to remove the excuses. You cannot rationalize why, and justify unhealthy habits, unhealthy activities that you are in, that you are partaking in. And like, well, oh, so-and-so, they still out here, partying and doing this and drinking and having sex, and still, with they girl, like they, I can do it too. You rationalizing your behavior, and it's not cool. It's not cool. It's not going to get you to where you want to be. And it's ultimately going to lead you to a place where you just not happy with yourself. You downplaying stuff. You not, being truthful about the situation and being real with yourself about like the seriousness of it. And once again, it's gonna lead you to a path where you just, you're stuck and you're just unhappy.
You said a whole word.
Like you fully, like we are at times, we are so fully aware of the things that we are doing and the effects that it has on the people around us and even ourselves. But yet we are like, I can control it. I can do it. I can take care of it. I can fix it. I can, like we're justifying that, and we are just like, I don't know, like y'all, we not helping ourselves with these excuses that we come up with. And just lastly, just denying it, just whole refusal, like you just like, I'm just not gonna admit it at all. Like you just have some people who are just like, they gonna deny it until the day they die. They just gonna be like, nah, nope, I did what I did. It is what it is. Say what I said, and and that's not cool either, because that's gonna cause, people who you really want to be in your life to start falling out of your life and start, saying, you know what, since you can't, recognize the situation for what it is, I'm out. And then you're gonna be unhappy because you're gonna look around and there ain't gonna be nobody there. Nobody. So y'all,
period.
Control your happiness by altering your mindset and deleting those excuses.
Look at me, Jess. No, this is so true, because mine's kind of like on the flip side of this, and of course it's coming from like a relationship standpoint. Y'all know, in the situationship I was in this summer, that I was I ignored the truth. Like I really ignored the truth. Like the truth is, just see the truth for what it is. How is a person actually treating you? And then we try to justify, like, oh, their childhood, they were raised so hard, they went through this, they went through that, but they're treating you a certain way, you like you're not valuable, but you are making excuses for that person. And meanwhile, your friends gotta listen to you complain about him over and over again. And then you're hurting yourself even more, because you are trying to justify the truth that is in your face. So to control your happiness, you have to be able to look at the truth for what it is, and then adjust accordingly based off of what the truth is showing you. It's in your face. So adjust. Like if someone, for example, if someone says that they are going to promote you, a year later they do not promote you, they're not going to promote you. So now it's on you to adjust and do something better for you. Or you have to if you're suffering or you feel like you're in that place still and you're not going to be happy, now it's on you, because you made the decision to stay there. And so you have to really just to control your happiness, you have to confront the truth, and that truth is the justification for your actions. But it will take actions to get over someone. It's gonna take actions to be able to leave a difficult situation. But you, to be happy, take those actions, because it's gonna, you either be happy or you're gonna be sad. And we need all our soulmates to be happy.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. And one last thing I just want to end on with that is to avoid the denial, the what else was it, Kobe? Some of the
Justifying, minimizing, and rationalizing.
minimizing, the rationalizing. Like Tiffany said, just look at the truth. Just show me the Carfax. Just show me. And that's what we have to do to keep ourselves out of these crazy situations, to not put other people in crazy situations. Just look at the truth. That's really what it's about.
We be so scared to look at the truth, or we don't like the truth sometimes.
Mm.
Sometimes like, oh shit, like, ooh, they really do me like this, or I'm really like this. Like, I really have a problem. I really have an addiction. Okay. So it's like, I don't like the truth. So that's why we're doing that. What's the word that y'all were saying? That justifying,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
right? Our true selves.
The facts.
Make the changes within ourselves.
That's true.
What's our Carfax?
Right?
Our soul facts. That should be another soul facts.
Right. Well, anybody had anything else? Any last?
I have like just two more. I'm gonna run through them real quickly though, and it's just alter. Okay. So I want to talk about self-sabotage, because I feel like a lot of times we do that, and that goes into like the limiting beliefs that we have. A lot of times I want us to alter our what ifs. So we do like, what if I post this? What are they gonna think about me? What if I take this risk? What we think about all the bad things, but instead I want us to change our what ifs into what if I don't? Who's gonna miss out on the impact that I have to make? What if I live my life continually just normal, not fulfilling what God has for me? What if I miss out on the true life that God has for me? So I want us to not so much think about the what if from the outside, but the what if from the inside. If I don't do this, how would I feel in the long run? And then the last thing is control alt delete. So control what you can, and y'all have already said this, control what you can, alter your faith to be able to let go and let God and have faith within yourself. And then delete control. You're deleting the control that we are trying to like really control our life. Because at the end of the day, the cool thing and also not the cool thing is we don't know what's gonna happen. We don't know until we know. But we have to be able to find the happiness and the joy and the bliss in the unknown, and be like, I don't know what's going to happen, but having the expectation that it's going to be good and everything is working out for my good, because we serve the Most High God. And so I'm releasing control. I'm going to do what I can. But at the end of the day, I know I'm doing what I can, but you might take me left, you might take me right, you might take me to a miracle in 2.32 seconds. So, yeah.
You said that.
I love it. I love that. Alrighty, guys. So y'all know what time it is. It's affirmation time. It's affirmation time. It's affirmation time. Y'all, if this is your first time tuning in on the Soul Filling Podcast, we always end our podcast with a positive affirmation. So what the heck is an affirmation? An affirmation is any statement that you are using to transform your life. Either you're transforming your life for the good, or you're transforming your life for the not so good. In the Bible, it states, let the weak say, keyword, I got to say this out loud. It says, let the weak say, I am strong. So on them days when you're feeling sick and tired, down and out, not feeling like your best self, don't affirm that over your life. Instead, affirm positive, uplifting things. It is 3 of us, and I'm affirming that there are millions, billions, trillions of y'all out there tuned in. And we're going to go ahead and end this thing off with our positive affirmations. So who wants to go first?
I could go. This off the dome, okay? You know, queen. No, I am altering my energy to whatever best serves me at the time.
I am giving God total control of my life to allow me to live the most abundant, blessed life He has destined for me.
Yes.
I am loving myself and respecting myself by altering and deleting things that don't serve me.
Yes.
Woo!
All right, guys. Make sure if you're listening to us on or watching us on YouTube, because we go live every Saturday, to go ahead and subscribe. And if you're listening to us on Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Play, or Apple Podcasts, go ahead and subscribe there as well. But most importantly, if you are listening to us on Apple Podcasts, it is so very, 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 very important that you guys give us a 5-star rating and write something soulful and sweet. This will get us up on the rankings so more people's soul can be fed and more lives can be impacted. Of course, you can follow us on social media everywhere. Soul Filling Podcast, SOULFILLING. And we'll be there waiting for you to say hello.
Yes. And also, if you have not done so already, go ahead and head over to our Patreon right now. Like, stop what you're doing. Go to Soul Filling Podcast Patreon right now. We just love being here. We love the support that you all have just constantly, day in and day out give to us. And if we've done anything that moved you in our 3 years, for going on 4 years, just go ahead and sow a seed in us. We thank you. We love you. And until next time, soulmates.
Bye.
Bye.
Mwah.